It is August 31st, 2024. I like to learn. Everything I go through, I always take the good and bad out of, my experiences. But you know what, Justin? When it comes to um me as a person, this whole situation, what have I really learned from this situation? I've learned from being stalked from Justin Bieber that my information is worth millions upon millions and millions of dollars. You know? The information that he took from me, Justin, look how much money you made off of it. Millions upon millions of dollars. Eh? I'm very high vibrational. I'm worth millions. How much money? What's your net worth, Justin? 300 million, right? So out of that 300 million, how much money did you make off of using my information out of that 300 million? I wonder how much million you made off of it. Hey, millions upon millions and millions of dollars for stealing information. I think it's really bad how he wanted his fans to feel sorry for feel sorry for him because he stole information from a black girl. Right? He didn't make children in the past. He has a kid now, but he didn't make kids back then. Right? Remember that rapper? What was his name? Back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all upon me, eh? Back then you didn't know me, Justin. Back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Eh? Oh my god. Yeah, I that's one thing I've learned. Like I already know I'm worth a lot because I was stalked by a lot of people, but now that I know that I'm worth millions upon millions and trillions of dollars, hundreds of millions, eh? I'm expensive, Justin. You can't afford me. I want my money back. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. The devil being obsessed with one of God's people. That's crazy. Eh? He's trying to hold on to me. Justin. Eh? That's what he's doing. Trying to hold on to my life. Eh? Talking about my old work situations and my old relationships. Yeah, talking about my old drama that I went through back in the day. That's what he used to make millions upon millions of dollars. Well, I need it all back because you were dishonest in this lifetime, and you have no integrity, eh? Eh? This is about Justin being fake in a California house. So Justin, a karmic can't necessarily hold real estate, right? Eh? You should go tell that to Donald Trump, Justin. Go tell Donald Trump that you're a karmic and that you can't hold real estate, right? Because he wants to hold on to me. That's why. And Justin knows he represents stealth. That's what he represents. You don't represent me, right? Anyway, yeah. It's about him trying to claim a higher status by stealing somebody else's information, and you can't steal my information because nobody asked you, Justin, and nobody sent you. You can't maintain my status. That don't make no sense. And then you want to criticize me because I'm original and I'm a unique person. You can't do that. Right? Take off the mask. That's what you can do. Mm. That's what you can do, Justin. Because those people, like, he likes to contradict himself too much, and it's a waste of time, right? You're just a thief, you know what I mean? And people can see how much of a thief you are, right? Right? He'll never. I'm telling you right now, I don't think he'd ever want to acknowledge that he stole from me. I don't think he wants to, but that ain't up to you. It's up to God to identify who you've been stealing from and then charge you for that, right? It's that simple. And it's about God being able to protect resources, right? In terms of like the real original people being able to protect their resources against like fake karmic activity like you, right, Justin? Right? Because you're selfish, that's why. And you don't have any love in your heart. You think black people owe you something and we don't. Can you imagine like the black person, like, back in the day they used to have those slave ships and whatever, but you know, back in the day they could say, yeah, they were a part of this, da 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 da, and this, like, it was a real encounter, right? It was a real record in terms of what happened back in the day. But when it comes to Justin, like, you don't know me. Like, that's like so weird. Like, you just want to use like the fact that I'm high vibrational, and then you want to abuse the situation because I'm black and you have something against black people. That's really bad. Right? Ooh, excuse me. That's really, really bad. Yeah, this is about my self love. You understand me? It's not about them. It's about my self love and how I need to focus on myself and not have like weirdos hanging around. Like, oh, let me see what she's doing now. Shut up and go away. Hey, Justin. You know what, Justin? Like, do yourself a favor and don't play with my name. Just don't. Don't play with my name. Don't smear my name. I don't accept any of your nonsense. Don't attack my kids. You know what I mean? And stop putting out all these delusions. You know what I mean? Stop putting all these delusions, right? And then you have like, he has like a really bad attitude, you know? The fact that he likes to lie on people that he doesn't know, like, you need to cut that behavior out. That comes from like, what kind of person thinks like that? You know what I mean? You don't know a person. It's like googling somebody and then trying to put, yeah, okay, let me Google and find some random person's name, and then, yeah, I can blame that person for my problems. Like, are you serious? Are you for real? That don't make no sense. Do you know that person, Justin? No, but I'm gonna just blame that person because like I have to blame somebody. No, no. And the thing is, like, I'm more high vibrational than him. So you trying to sacrifice somebody that's more high vibrational than you, Justin, that's your downfall. You should have known better. You don't do that. Okay. You don't do that. You don't do that. No. He just mad. Justin's mad because like, like, my past life is a biblical past life, and like his past life is a karmic past life, right? They didn't really exist, right? We existed when it comes to Christ, right? Our blood existed, right? So it's like you're just trying to find anybody, somebody, eh, to target, right, Justin? Well, you trying to target one of God's people, that's your downfall. You trying to use one of God's people to do your bidding and deeds, that's your downfall, Justin. Okay? You're using your mouth to spread a whole bunch of lies, that's your downfall, Justin. It's all poison. All of it. It's all spiritual poison. Everything that he spread. Right? You know what, Justin? You can't clean up. You lie so much to the point where you can't clean up. You're just messy. Eh? It's about being messy and reckless. That's a really bad combination. That's a bad personality. Like nobody wants that around them. Get out of here, Justin. Hmm? Okay? That's what they need to do. Take my energy out of your spells. I've been saying it how many I don't even know how many videos I put out right now. But you need to take my energy out of your spells. Okay? I don't know what type of karma that you're trying to shield yourself from, but I'm here to tell you that I'm not responsible for what your mother and your father did. What your mother and father did, it was your responsibility to clean up in this lifetime, and you refuse to do that. So take my energy out your spells because I'm not responsible for you or your mother or your father. Right? They're sick. They're low vibing, sick, traumatized. Their family is rooted in narcissism, and this is what they've been using for attention. They want attention for being narcissists. How dare you even bring that attitude to any church, Justin? Okay? Just being low vibrational and childish and just walking around causing all these problems. All because he refused to heal and he doesn't know how to heal. That's your downfall though. Right? This is downfall. Sitting around there trying to make up a whole bunch of fake stories with your fake narc tactics and your fake narc abuse, Justin. Right? Always gossiping, always spying on people. You know? I just, you know what, like, I don't like how he was, like, is the dynamic of trying to reference me off as Selena Gomez. Like, I don't hate Selena Gomez. Like, I like Selena Gomez. Like, I actually like her music and stuff, you know? And she had, like, you know, she has a kind of like a humble attitude, you know? But like I don't like Justin trying to reference me off as the same, you know. Okay, I guess we're kind of like the same kind of spirit because, you know, like I'm Hispanic, you know. I understand that factor, but it's the fact that he's trying to use her name to try to cover up for the fact that he's been talking and gossiping about me. You know what I mean? And like, you know, the whole situation of like, okay, you know, back in the day, like a lot of people, you know, the sex trade, the sex industry, like that's the biggest profession in the world, right? You know what I mean? That's what they were doing back in the day and whatever. You understand me? But it's the fact that that's what you were doing. God knows for a fact that's what you people were doing back in the day. You know what I mean? But you trying to infiltrate other people, that's disrespectful. You know what I mean, Justin? Your mother trying to infiltrate me, Justin, that's disrespectful. How could you ever be in the church and then you want to talk about trying to infiltrate a black woman's life? That's disrespectful. You understand me? Because the concepts, you know, a woman, a mother and her womb, the wisdom coming out of it, black womb, white womb, especially culturally, is different. So I don't know where you're going with these little fake arguments. As if you're like me and da da da. You're not. You're not. You're not. And then like I was saying in another message, like he's been he's been spoon fed, you know, from the age of 10 here in California. But you sitting around trying to play like you're dirt poor. Nah. And then you're trying to steal from me and make another person poor. Nah. That's your downfall, Justin. Because life was never about that. You didn't have to do all of this just to sing a few songs. You're a liar. Yeah, let stupidity out of it, man. Right? And the fact that you don't have respect for people, that's not, you cannot be on platforms when you don't have respect for certain people. That just can't work out. No. No. Mm-mm. Yeah. But like I'm trying to say, like, you know, here in California, you know, I respect the Californians over here when it comes to their type of sociopathy that was going on, that went on back in the day. Like it's similar to the stories with the blacks that were in Canada. It's similar. You know what I mean? And the struggles were all similarities, right? It's still it's still the blood, right? the blood situations dealing with the blacks. You know what I mean? But respect, when it comes to people being able to like overcome these situations and being able to survive through all our struggles, respect is due. You know what I mean? You know when people have that saying like, trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents. You know what I mean? Like literally. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's about like a woman being able to actually make it through the issues out of life and being able to survive through it. You know what I mean? Much respect. Doesn't matter whatever struggle you had to go through. Respect is where respect is where it's due. You know what I mean? Everybody has um stories out of their struggles back in the day. You know, my brother used to talk about, oh, having to like boil water to take a bath. Yeah, that's what it was. You know what I mean? Right. So just like, you know what I mean? Those, you think back and you're like, yeah, man, you laugh about it. You're like, man, that was some struggle times, but it humbles you. It doesn't turn you into like pieces of crap like Justin, and because you've been spoon fed and coddled and spoiled rotten, and you haven't actually developed a personality to actually respect humanity because you've had everything handed to you. It doesn't give you the right to walk around disrespecting all the other people in society. It doesn't give you right to be disrespecting me all because what you want to disrespect the person that you stole money from. That's your downfall, Justin. That's your downfall. Yeah. You don't know. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's the issue. You know what I mean? And like I think about it like because the era when it comes to like a lot of black sociopathy from Canada, like that era ended, right? So because of that, it's like, you know, the issues out of sociopathy, like it should have ended a long time ago, you know? It should have ended. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, and you know what, Justin, like, in the black, well, in the Jamaican community, like sometimes they have, because like our my DNA, we have white. I have white in my DNA, right? So because of my mixture of DNA and my Hispanic DNA, it's like sometimes some Jamaican people, they they have that gene coming out of albinism. You know what I mean? Because of the black and white, right? I have that gene in me. You know what I mean? So it's like he can't tell that story. You know what I mean? He's not humble enough. You know what I mean? But Justin, like, you're white. You identify as white, so just stick with it. Stick with what you identify with, because you definitely don't identify with me. Your race is against me. You don't identify with it, right? So yeah, this situation of you trying to stalk me for this and that should have ended a long, long time ago. Right? You just want to infiltrate somebody that you're not, and then just be messy and stupid. You know what I mean? No, no, yeah, I don't. All their little satanic ways and whatever, whatever, all the lies, eh? Targeting people as a flood of lies, right? Targeting me because of the fate of my DNA and the fate of my lineage, we were forced to be independent people. And then over time, you just develop yourself to be independent because when you realize, like, damn, that's just what happened. You know what I mean? So let me just up my game. You know what I mean? But I don't go around targeting people. You know what I mean? I don't go targeting people. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Justin, you're low vibrational. I said it before, he's equivalent to the 99-cent store, but he's so evil that it caused it to close down. You know what I mean? You're not the bag, Justin. You're not. You're not the bag. You can't teach anybody. Yeah. They want to stalk and stalk and stalk, agitate, get people upset. You know what I mean? Because you're an entity and you have this weird expectation as if, like, God's people should be feeding entities. No, I'm not obligated to do that. I'm here to just pursue my purpose and use my gifts. And when it deals with my placements in God, you know, and that's my reality. And people can say, "Wow, yeah, she accomplished this and this and that, and she did this for humanity, and blah 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 blah, and she created this and this and this, and that's my life. And then when people look back, they can say, yeah, like, okay, yeah, that, like, it's equivalent to the Bible. Like, you fulfilled like your whole Bible mission, right, Justin? Yeah. God did not instill for him to like attack me because I don't have that type of I'm not the type to attack people. You know what I mean? If people want to disrespect me or people want to violate and overstep their boundaries and do things to, you know what I mean? Then I have every right to protect myself. But people like him, he's like just nosy and he's just fake. You're just false, Justin. He's just the what do you call it in the Bible? The accuser of the brethren. But your accusations are all lies. Eh? And what's that saying in the Bible? The devil is the father of all lies, Justin. You don't exist, Justin. You're not my problem, Justin. Eh? I have a right to protect myself. Because they play too much and they're doing too much. That's why. Eh? Because he wants to be a clone and he wants to be this like drug infested robot. You know what I mean? No, not in my life. It's not gonna happen. All because you want to be a fake person. He already sold his soul already. That's enough. You're fake. You know what I mean? But you had no right to be sitting around trying to attack me for my goodness, right? You had no right. Yeah, man. Excuse me. Yeah. They just keep doing all these weird things, but all I can do is like anything that he's trying to like throw at me, I make sure that the Most High records it. I make sure I communicate it to the Most High so he understands the things that he's doing. And so this type of evil, because he refused to put away the old issue that doesn't exist anymore, right? All these type of evil, it has to be recorded in his akashic records. His refusal to put down an old ancestral issue coming out of his blood. Doesn't the Bible talk about the issue of blood? Right, Justin? Right? Just because you got access to certain type of resources, it doesn't give you the right to use those resources to try to attack other people. That was never your expectation when it came to anybody getting a Hollywood contract. And you want to sit there and celebrate off of something that you stole, and God cannot acknowledge you for that. You want recognition and you want people to look up to you based on information that you stole from me, that from one of God's original people. It's not going to happen. You can't do that. You're the problem, Justin. It's that whole expectation, like, no, you're not going to say nothing. And no. I'm older than you. Understand that. If somebody, listen to me, if an elderly person instilled some harm on him, then you could say, yeah, that older person did. But I didn't do nothing to this boy. It's about the lie you created, Justin. It's about those false expectation of you trying to live off of me energetically and financially, Justin. It's about the racism that you project, the hateful energy that you project out towards me. The way how you want to violate my personal life and you're trying to tamper with me. I think he needs to acknowledge the fact that he is a bona fide narcissist. It's about that whole like mirror effect, you know? It's like, when you're trying to mirror off of the wrong person, yeah, it's going to turn into forms of narcissism, Justin. It really is. Because realistically, you shouldn't have been looking my way. I've come to terms in regards to who I am as a person and who the people that I fit, the bloodlines and the people who I fit around. You don't fit my bloodline, Justin. Do you understand that? Stop trying to come off like just because he's in the limelight, he feels like, oh, you want to come around with your fake self, like, yeah, yeah, I love the world and I love everybody. No, you don't. Come on. We all know that. You don't love the world. You don't. You wanted to show his face. He wanted to go to places like Japan. You don't deal with Japanese. You don't deal with that. He doesn't serve historically. The Turks don't serve historically when it comes to like understanding the whole concept coming from Japanese people. He doesn't understand that. He's just like a spectator. He's just a visitor. He doesn't really understand that. Like I'm Jamaican. Like Jamaican actually serves. We're actually rooted with Japanese people, and Japanese people are rooted with us. We share the commonality historically. Okay. Like you ever go to Japan? Like they have like a lot of the Japanese guys, like they have like Jamaican paraphernalia all around their cars and stuff, and there's Jamaican clubs and everything in Japan, Justin. That's my true blood, the Japanese. But he wants to be over there and trying to show his face as if like that was your history, and it wasn't. Even God knows that for a fact that wasn't their history. You know what I mean? And he's just doing, you know what he took that information from is because like I sing a lot of like karaoke music. Like, I love music. I sing, right? I'm a singer, right? So I will sing songs in Japanese. So there was like just a few songs that I sang in Japanese and I posted it. I posted like one song on YouTube and one on my on the singing thing. And obviously because he's stalking me, that's where he took the idea from. But he doesn't share. It's like people trying to infiltrate themselves into certain cultures when they actually never had right. He never had spiritual rights to it. He never had spiritual rights to access those realms. You understand me? Oh, Lord God. Anyway, I'm just trying to say, like, the way how I suffered, you know, of all these weirdos trying to like take my information and use it for themselves, and then try to uh, make up all these fake stories as if I was doing this and this and that and da 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 da. But when it comes down to it, it's just like they can't. There can't be any type of like sociopathy in terms of like grouping for certain issues when it comes to like my DNA in itself. Like I have to claim my independence when it comes to my mixed heritage. It's about like how I mix. Like I'm a rarity, you know. And you know what? Like this will probably be the problem. This will be the issue having to be able to resolve that, dealing with like mixed kids and stuff like that. This is one of the factors, you know. Right. So oh god. But people already know. If somebody gang stalks another person, you know for a fact it's a lie. That person trying to stalk the other person, you know for a fact that person's life has nothing to do with them. You know what I mean? And we all know, Justin, you've been on social media having full-blown conversations about me. Me, I'm the person you've been targeting all along. We all know that. You can't hide from that. You can't run from that fact. It's not about your opinion. It's about the fact that you've been gang stalking me, trying to create a lie. Oh God, I feel like I'm going to church, like I'm sweating. Eh? But you know what? Like I said, like I'm like Jamaican, Hispanic, and like I'm mixed with other breeds. You know, sometimes I don't tell the details of what I'm mixed with because people like Justin get jealous of it, right? So what was I gonna say? Oh, like my Jamaican heritage, like I would say like 98% of Jamaican people, they raise their children based off of principles coming from Bob Marley, Haile Selassie, coming from the older patriarchs, right? Our whole concept coming from Jamaica. Jamaican people, we're a mixture of blood, right? A certain type of blood. So that's the way we're raised, we're raised not to really hate people. You understand? We're not really raised that way. We're raised to like love people, but boundaries. You love people, but you love people with boundaries. You serve people, but you serve people with boundaries. You know? But we're generally Jamaican people, we're not hateful people. We're not. You know what I mean? We're not. So like this whole issue of Justin trying to come after a person like me who was raised on principles of of giving back, serving, learning, developing. You understand me? Those type of things, right? It's like Justin had he invalidated himself as a person, trying to come after somebody who's rooted to be a good person. It's not in my nature to go around and attack a person. That's his nature. You know what I mean? Justin came from that lower animalistic, like sub-Saharan type of mentality. And it's that weird assumption, assuming that like all black people are like violent and aggressive, and no, it's not true. But we have boundaries, and we know the difference between respecting an individual and respecting somebody's heritage, and we understand the concept of what disrespect is and where disrespect came from. We understand that, Justin. We have full understanding of what type of personality that you come from. But we moved on from that many, many decades ago. That's why I'm trying to say there needs to be uh, whatever needs to be put in place to calm down that blood, that war minded blood. It serves no purpose here, especially dealing with Hollywood, right, Justin? You know, the black and white checkered floor, you know, dealing with God's duality. It serves no purpose. You attacking me in my high vibration and my origins and the originality of who I am as a person, you serve no purpose, Justin. You can't dehumanize a grounded person. You can't do that. It's all about him being able to, it's about he needs to be forced to correct his behavior. I had every right to talk about this because it's about you attacking me. I'm not attacking you. You want to use social media to attack on one of God's people. I don't live like that. Your Justin is an empty vessel. That's what it is. And when people create these like weirdos, that's when what attracts all those demonic energies and stuff, because they're not strong enough. Well, they weren't rooted in anything good in the first place, so they're not even strong enough to hold any type of God principle. They don't hold true to any type of God forms because they were devils all along. And all of you, Justin, all you've proven over the years is how much you wanted to like abuse God, the God issues when it comes to being loving and kind. If you see God's graces as weaknesses, Justin, then you don't deserve it. You missed the mark in terms of what Christ meant. When Christ meant grace, he meant it for a reason. Oh God. Oh Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Come on, like we can admit that, like, you know, we're in an era where all the information is out there, right? And when it's like that real it's 2024. You understand me? A lot of people, a lot of elders, like they're starting to recognize that like the younger generation, the Gen X, these millennials, a lot of them they're just like zombies, you know? A lot of them are starting to recognize that. And it's that realization when you come to terms that you're not dealing with a normal human being. You're dealing with someone who's been overly possessed by a whole bunch of demonic energies. And they're not, some of them aren't willing. Some of them like it, and some of them they're not willing to like hold true to any type of God, you know? They never believed it in the first place. That's the problem. That's how they stay. You see Justin's dirty attitude? This is how he stays. This is how he was bred. This is the behavior coming from his mother and his father. The apple didn't fall far from the tree, Justin. What your mother and your father represented was error, destruction, chaos, sorrow. That's the reality of what type of vessel I'm dealing with. Eh? Oh my god. And like I said, like, okay, like, these when you go to the grocery store and then you see those little candies, those warheads, they have like sour warheads, Oh my god, remember that movie? I can't remember that movie. And oh shoot, what was the name of that movie? There was this like some like there was a war character, and he just didn't know how to calm down. He always felt like he was back in the Vietnam War, and he's always thinking that, you know that's how they think. You know what I mean? So Justin, why don't you stop living a lie and be true to yourself, and like go and release your energy, your war-minded energies in the military. Go join the Marines. No, he's not a Marine. He needs to go join the army and go work out that energy over there. Go work out that type of situation over there. You have no right to be here in a civil society trying to inflict people because you're a warhead. Like, I dated military guys, I dated military guys. I understand where they come from. I understand. But they used to always have something called civil code, right? There was always a code, like with the military. There's when you're in civil society, you're supposed to conduct yourself a certain way, and when you're in the military, you're supposed to conduct yourself a certain way. You know what I mean? But Justin, you're not doing your work, but you want to play around with the technology, though, right? Right? And attack me. My God, I'm just one person. I'm just one person. I'm just one person. He doesn't have any experience. Like, he just doesn't have any. He never did the work. You know what I mean? Like, the guy I dated, like, I remember calling him from like Afghanistan, and I used to call him from Germany, and I'm like, "Where are you flying now?" "Oh, I'm over here. I'm over there." You know what I mean? He used to go to like Guam. I'm like, damn, that was cool. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, when he came home, it's like, I understand it was his need to like heal himself from those. Sometimes, like, yeah, it will break you. Some of those experience would break them. They have to heal from those situations. They need some time to like, work out the mental aspect out of. You know what I mean? Sometimes it does give them like he had really really bad PTSD. I understood, and he took his medication too. I completely understood. But my point is that this has to do with like, is Justin faking an identity, and then you're trying to use like who you really are in spirit, trying to attack the real person, which is me. It's not going to work out. You violating me that way, it's not going to work out. You're confused. You're confused within yourself in terms of your own identity. Oh God, I don't, that whole jealous thing, I'm not that way. Like, we never used to be. Sometimes you'd be like, "Oh my God, you got this and that. Oh my God, I'm jealous of you." But like, it was always that like jealous happy, like, I'm proud of you. And like, because you got blessed, I have that expectation that God's gonna bless me too. That's the way how I think. But these demons, they don't think that way. You know what I mean? Trying to join up with people to come and attack me because they want California clout. That's why they did that. They want California clout. Only in your own right, not in my rights. Not using my rights, not using what protects me, Justin. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and just go chill for a bit, because Sometimes I'll just blah 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 blah, and sometimes I've ever sometimes you'll talk about an issue and then it starts making you get pissed off and stuff. So let me just like let me just let me go take a break and go drink some water and just like chill for a bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, like he needs to respect the fact that there are other people. We're in an era now where spirit is full force. It's not that it's not about dealing with old energies coming out of the past. It's about being in alignment with who we are. Spirit is strong now. People see, Justin. The clairvoyance is coming out. People can communicate. I can communicate with people. There's people here in California. I don't know them, but because they share that same consciousness that I share when it comes to Christ, I can telepathically communicate with them. The clairvoyance is coming out, Justin. You're not a part of that, Justin. You're not a part of my Christ consciousness. But the whole point out of being able to communicate effectively, it's a goal we share that commonality in terms of what God meant when it comes to getting rid of these entities and these demonic wicked beasts like you, Justin, who don't serve no purpose. You've already sang. That's done. That's done. That's done. He sang already, right? You've been that is just bullshit now, right? I'm not there. I'm not convenient to them. That's the whole thing, though. I'm not convenient. I'm the original Californian people, the people who scope the fit of the transits. They're not your they're convenience, Justin. I'm not your convenience store. You can't just sit around and try to pick me apart and trying to just buy whatever you want to buy off of my information and my actual life. You're not gonna be over there trying to sell my personal information to your group of people. You're not gonna do that over there. Do you understand me? I hope you understand. Trying to put God's divinity up for sale, huh? Because he want to flip an old table that doesn't have it doesn't you cannot flip an old table that doesn't relate to your DNA, Justin. You can't do that's fraud, right? You can't flip. You can't say that you identify yourself to be under a certain occupation and that you don't have where's the license for it, Justin? Where's your badge, Justin? You can't do that and then you want to flip using illusions, all because you never did work. You can't do that, right? If you want to drive a car, you need a license, right? If you want to work in certain occupations, even if you wanted to flip burgers in McDonald's, you need to make sure you have your food handlers. You have to have some training, right, Justin? Where's your experience? But you want to sit around and flip my life on social media. He's a fraud. It's too much magic. It's too much. Trying to be up in my energy. These people, they're not God. They're not God. You cannot, like I said, everything, when you look back, when you look back into the 80s, right? Look back and I remember the pastors in the church, they used to always say this, oh, look back into your old life and see that, the things that you were doing and da 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 da, right? And the people who you were around, people who you were connected around and stuff like that. Reflect back on your own life. All of that, all of your life circumstances, it all builds up to who you are as a person today. Obviously, you must have spent a lot of time stalking and being jealous of black people for you to build up to this point when for God to see for a fact, damn, that's what you were doing all along. You just been sitting around being jealous of black people, like you really took no time to do your own work, Justin. Damn, you're stupid. And now you want to play like you're God. You want to play like you're a black person. You want to play like you came from my lineage now, Justin. You want to play like you're a black Jew, huh? You think that you're black divine feminine, Justin? It's not gonna happen. You cannot play like you're a black German Jew. It's just not gonna happen. The records from, let me tell you something. When it comes to like the black Jews, they act as if like we never had black Jewish records. They act as if like, if you go to any Hebrew school, all the details are in there. We have our records. Mount Sinai has their records, Justin. You cannot play God on social media. Oh God. All because like he's jealous because I think what the issue is like, okay, in Canada, most of the breeds there, they're there's a lot of French people, right? So, and everything is associated with like DNA, and then it's associated with what your ancestral work, right? Justin, you don't. He's not like French bred, like no, no. I feel like because like that's the scope. Majority of people, they're Parisian, they're bilingual that way, right? So because of that, you feel as if you had our aspects, but you never accomplished any work, and that's when you know it's a lie, right? Right, Justin? You never developed your consciousness to even like express yourself to be a certain way, right, Justin? Right? It's just like I feel like he just wasted God's time because he just spends so much time just like coveting my life to the point where he's just useless. He's just useless now. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not taking a loss when it comes to my inheritance. When it comes to the work that I accomplished in my past and my ancestral's work, I am not taking any loss for Justin Bieber. You need to understand that, Justin. The work our ancestors did is for us, right? All our accomplishments that we accomplished in the past ancestrally, that's for the next generation to claim, Justin, not you. You're a karmic and your fate is karmicville. That's what it is, and you can't escape that. Accept that. You're sitting around there committing fraud against me all because you're upset because you didn't come from a certain DNA. That's one factor. The second factor is the fact that you chose not to develop your own consciousness and your own DNA. You weren't smart enough. Look how you're sitting around there with all that money, and then you're not smart enough to even learn to develop yourself. He's so stupid to the point where he couldn't even develop his own mind in regards to even having a child. You couldn't even come to that terms. You're such an embarrassment of a human being, Justin. And then you want to play prophecy. Eh? He wants to play prophecy, acting as if like he's connected to an alliance, right, Justin? What are you trying to tarry around now, huh? Huh? Which alliance, Justin? Where? I thought you just had a baby a few days ago. All of a sudden, you want to talk about an alliance? You cannot play prophecy to my life. I'm trying to tell you, no. Stop watching me. You're not connected to the people who I'm connected to here in the state of California, and you need to stop being jealous about it. Stop being jealous of my connections. Anyway, I need to go drink some water. I feel like I just worked like a 2-3 hour shift. You know what I mean? Having to school this clown on who he's not. Eh? Someone needs to cut Justin's hair, and that maybe that will humble you down. What do you think? Sitting there trying to juggle me, and then you want to sit down there and confuse. Yeah, you want to be confused, huh? You can fan away all that fog that you're trying to create, Justin. Sitting there and trying to pretend like he's good. You're not. That's just what it is, right? I'm gonna get my help here in the state of California, and you need to just back off when it comes to my existence. Because I don't want anything to do with someone like you. I can exist here without this hater, Justin, always trying to project how much he just wants to be me and he wants to play prophecy in my life. Like, I can reject you, Justin. I can reject everything that you're about. How about that? I can reject the fact that he's a thief and he's a crook. I can reject that, right? Right? It's about what you try to take from me, right, Justin? You and your geek squad over there. What are you trying to take from me with geek squad, Justin? Huh? Huh? You went and used a fake Amazon account to go and purchase speakers, Justin? Are you a speaker? Huh? Why are you trying to take $900 to go buy speakers from Amazon using my information, Justin? Huh? You don't You're not a speaker. You like to go on social media with your mental illness. You're not a speaker. Oh God. Anyway, let me go. Oh Lord God, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm tired now. I swear to God, I just felt like I just worked like a 4 hour shift. Oh God, this is it. Comes down to this. This is what it is. You know what I mean? He thinks he's that seventh element. Hey Justin, you think you can communicate the way how I communicate? You can't. You can't. You never developed your mind enough. You never took the time to actually figure yourself out. You like to walk around and sit around and party and be wild like the beast that you are. Oh Lord have mercy. My God. Yeah, man. It's sickening how people they think they come from certain other people's roots. That's sickening to me. Eh? You don't have my roots. You don't. And like even my like the Canadian roots coming out of the black Canadian generation, Justin can't even identify with that. You know what I mean? Because our roots come from the British, Justin. Our roots come from Queen Elizabeth, Justin. Is different. Our coat of arms are different, Justin. Eh? You can't be over there in Hollywood trying to lie and act as if you're a Benjamite. You don't have those aspects, Justin. Queen Elizabeth took up our arguments for a reason. You understand me? Right. And our roots lie when it comes to the state of Texas because it deals with Marcus Garvey, Justin. Is that your roots? Did you come from that type of roots? Did you come from Bob Marley's roots? Are you Syrian, Justin? Huh? Did you come from roots stemming out of Ross Muhammad, Justin? You obviously didn't. So stop trying to be something that you're not. How about that? Can you imagine like you spend like your whole like life trying to like figure out a person and then you don't even know yourself. You could never even go on national television and talk about who he is. He's sitting there trying to now you're trying to talk about I just had to laugh. The whole thing with Jack, I was just like, go away with that. Talking about he made these special it's such a fakest stories ever. The special reasoning why he named his kid Jack because his dad's name is Jack. Like nobody cares. You did that because my kid's name is Jack, and you knew for a fact you wanted to play games by naming your kid Jack because you wanted to associate that child with my kid Jack. And I'm here to tell you no, because that's a totally different DNA. Meaning that your kid and my kid, they have two totally different paths and they have two totally different destinies, and you need to stay away from my child and their destinies. Right, Justin? Because you're not going to use that Cambion child to go and play with illusions in the next generation, Justin. I'm here to tell you no. You're not going to use that child to go and spy on the next generation. You're not going to do that. You sit there and live in your own divine right, and I can be here, and my children can live in our own divine rights because God said so. God said we can live in our own divine right. 400 years has been forgiven. So you're not gonna sit around there and be you dumb ancestors sitting around there being all hopped up and upset over an argument out of ham that you're not even supposed to even associate yourself. You know what I mean? Because you don't come from that. You don't have those aspects to you, Justin. You don't. So why are you so mad for? Sitting there trying to blame people because of what Ham did like 4,000 years ago or whatever. You see how imbalanced he is? Because is their inability to just deal with their own ancestral issues. Go and heal your own ancestral problems and stay away from the black ancestors, Justin. You were never to take up the argument coming from black ancestry. Not even the ancestry here in California, and not my black ancestors, that's for sure. They're not Marrano Jews. Justin's ancestors, make it be clear, they're not Marrano Jews. Oh Lord, let me turn on the fan. It's getting hot in here. Yeah, they're not Marrano Jews. He didn't come from that type of story. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just pure fake arguments. I'm telling you, the only recollection I can recall in terms of ancestors, it has to deal with Germany, and it has to do with the German military, right? If you type in YouTube, you will see the stories when it deals with the black German Jews and how they were racist against us and blah 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 blah. But we still survived, right? And you can't take away my God rights um, because they can't get over something historically. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have German genes, and then he just needs to accept that, right? I have black German genes. So stop wasting people's time sitting around there being upset based off of. I'm telling you, it's like, those times when, back in the day, some people got support, some people didn't get support, right? But then the other people who didn't get support, they still try to find a way to survive, right? It's all that information that, in terms of how we were able to survive, Justin, you can't use that. You know what I mean? Because remember, it's your generation that's being racist first, right? Remember that. You decided to be racist against our generation first. We're not racist against you because we know who we are. I identify my own DNA haplogroup and the percentages coming out of my own DNA. You know what I mean? So what? You don't like black German women. So what does that have to do with you? Hey Justin? Like when I grew up in Canada, like our neighbors for like the last 10 years as a child, they were Germans. I lived around German people all my life. And they had this cool little dog, and his name was Sheba, and he was like super cute. Yeah. His dog named Sheba and whatever. They had like 2 German shepherds. Yeah, so they were really good cooks. And like growing up, like we used to have to eat like head cheese, and we used to eat like we eat a lot of goat meat and stuff. But I only used to eat goat from Jamaican people because they know how to clean it properly. You know what I mean? They know how to clean it and prepare it properly. But like the German people, like they know how to prepare food properly. They know how to they know the story out of it. You know what I mean? Like the boar's head and all that stuff. Yeah, they know about it. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, I don't respect Justin because like the synagogue that I grew up in, it was originally just like a regular Jewish synagogue, and then they sold it. Our sect, they bought it, and then it turned into that the people that were coming from Germany, they would come to our community, our Jewish community, right? So I grew up from when I was a child, like my synagogue, it was mixed. It was a mixed generation. There was white German Jews and it was black German Jews. That's what it was. But now the Ethiopians are there. It's black, and it's black Jamaican Jews, and then it's the white German Jews, and it's Ethiopian. That's our synagogue, you know. So Justin, you just weren't a part of it. You know, most of the Jews back in the day, I'm talking about from like the early 80s going into early 90s, like most of them, like the Turks, they used to go to like the Greek Orthodox churches. They weren't really a part of like the synagogues. They used to go to Greek Orthodox, and then the Turks, they were doing their wicked stuff and whatever. But you know what I mean? Like they weren't really around us. Some of the Turkish people back in the day, they used to be around the Russians, you know. But like the Russian people in Canada, like they're super nice. Like they're really nice people. Like they're not like these people over here. You know what I mean? Like I'm pretty sure the Russian people are really nice over here, but like I'm talking about growing up as a child, like the Russian people over there. You know what I mean? When it comes to like the Jews and stuff, they're like super nice. Like they don't. They're so nice. Like they don't treat people like weird. You know what I mean? Like we're enlightened people, Justin. You know what I mean? So like I can't accept your forms of wickedness around me because my mother instilled values in my life. Yeah, my mother instilled values. Justin, like, yo, those are people on the wayside. It's his mother's fault. If someone has a child and they don't want to train up the child to be raised in a certain way, then yeah, they'll turn into Justin Bieber's. That's just reality. You're not consider on rock around trying to persecute me because your mother didn't raise you properly. That's not my problem. Not my problem. That's just not my problem. Right, Justin? You're not my problem. He's not my problem. I swear to God. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, we're dealing with a new generation now. So yeah, Justin, you need to go away. Go away with your old arguments because it's all dried up and all like it don't make no sense. Like the records have been recorded, right? This is about the new. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want to come around me with your little jealous mind. You know what I mean? Because he has the lowest form of self-esteem. That's just what it is. But the problem is like those people, they refuse to change. Even if they say they're gonna change, they don't. You know what I mean? It's just shit talk. They don't really change. It just they like to play face with people and bullshit people's lives, and they're not rooted well enough. That's the issue. They're not rooted well enough. They didn't come. You didn't come to Hollywood with values, Justin. You came to Hollywood with hate and jealousy, and that's your downfall. Oh Lord, eh? You want to come around and hang around people and all your priorities are all messed up, and now people can judge you now because, like I said, they just refuse to heal. And then once you come to that realization, that person just like really dead set on just not healing, like just walk away from them. Don't help them, right? Guide them somewhere else, direct them somewhere else. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't believe in those things. Like honestly, my synagogue, it was awesome. Um, the preacher and her husband, she was a black Jamaican German Jew, and her husband was a white German Jew. So like I grew up with that visualization in my head. Every Sunday morning, Justin, every Wednesday, going to church. Sometimes like I used to go to church like every other day. You know what I mean? Like that was a visualization. You know what I mean? God rest their souls, because those were awesome preachers. The lady, I don't want to say their name, but lady, that German man and her husband, they were amazing. That's what I remember. I recall that memory, back in the day. But yeah, Justin, I don't care if you're mad because you weren't a part of my sector historically. So that doesn't matter. God is dealing with the new generation now, right? And the truth is that who we are connected to, the Ethiopian Jews now, God can deal with that. God can, right? And the Jamaican Jews, God can deal with that, right? It's got our God given rights. So ridiculous. Eh? Just mad because you want a part of our origin. It doesn't make sense. Like, where I grew up, base like Justin, he grew up in like Hicktown. Like, okay, you see, like state of California, like Justin would grow up in some place like I don't even know, like the outskirts of like, let's say Justin grew up in like Baja, California, like way out in the country, like, you know what I mean? We're just little small town, you know, those old houses and whatever. You know what I mean? And then I grew up in like LA or something. Like, it's two totally different perspectives. You know what I mean? So you're not to be jealous because someone else had a better life than you. Like, that's stupid. You don't respect life. Like, if someone walks around thinking like that, they don't respect life, eh? They don't respect life. I'm talking about my reality growing up as a child. Like, now I'm a grown adult, you know, but yeah, I'm just trying to say generationally. I'm an 80s baby. He's from the 90s. He can't compare himself to me. Like, it's just totally, like you see here in California, like yesterday I saw there was like an old man. I was looking at him. It was an old black guy. I was like, the man looked like he was like 40 years old. And then come to find out he was like 75 or something. I was like, damn, he looks so young. You know what I mean? And he had like his Vietnam hat on and his Vietnam jacket. He came from his experience was from the Vietnam